time it works. Oh, good morning again. 9:22 and a little bit of change right here on this 31st day of July, the last day of the month. We will get back to top of the hour news in the 10 o'clock. For all of you that heard part of it, it was a pretty good newscast, but an even better conversation with Lynn Venhaus on the line from Pop Life STL, Rotten Tomato, Tomato Meter Critic. Good morning and happy last day of July, Lynn Venhaus.
Good morning. Happy last day of July to you. You know, technically August, first of all, it's great to talk to you this morning. I'm really happy to do so. And technically August is considered a throwaway month for movies, but I don't think so now, because Barbenheimer is rocking it at the box office, and it's a Variety said yesterday, I read their article, it's a Barbenheimer world and we're just living in it. And it is pretty remarkable. The first week numbers were huge, and you and I talked about how it was a huge win for original movies, not sequels. This is not a superhero sequel. And this is not a Star Wars sequel, because the previous records were that. And then this weekend, it did not drop off hardly at all. And I've got the Variety article up, and it's pretty astounding. Let's see here. Okay, so for this weekend, Barbie scored a $93 million weekend, and Oppenheimer did, for a 3-hour serious R-rated movie, scored, what was it? Let's see here. 46 million.
Wow.
So it's pretty remarkable. To be honest with you, I thought Barbenheimer was big hype. Like, who's going to watch this movie as a double feature? Yeah. And I was wrong.
Well, and too, Lynn, let's talk about that, because when I saw the, I hate to say marketing, push, but whenever I saw all the articles coming out about this, I went, well, let's hope for the best for them, but I don't know. But, take us through how important this is just for, movies as a whole, that original content, not a sequel, not a remake, is doing this well.
I know. And the fact that people are going back to the theater, because that was a big if after the pandemic. And remember how there was very little content, and everybody was worried, like, will people return? And this summer, some of the big tentpole movies like Indiana Jones and The Flash have been very disappointing. And Mission Impossible's done well, but not like this. And for two original movies, and what I really like, I like both of them. First of all, I gave Barbie a B+, and I gave Oppenheimer a A. And I saw Oppenheimer first. I did not see them back to back. I saw Oppenheimer first because the studios, Universal and Warner Brothers, they put the screening for the film critics the same night and would not budge. So we had to pick which one we were going to, and I went to Oppenheimer. My rationale was, it's 3 hours, it's going to be serious, it's going to be longer to digest. And then 2 days later, I went to a Barbie that Thursday preview. The first showing was at 3, and I went with some of my retired gal pals, and we dressed in pink, and we had a blast at Barbie. And so I think Barbie is one of those movies that is it's an event. It is an event. And I'm so happy for Greta Gerwig, who did Little Women and Lady Bird. And she is a singular voice. And she and her partner, Noah Baumbach, wrote this. And it's genius. All the little touches, all the Easter eggs, all the addressing, all the different criticisms of Barbie, and the casting is wonderful. The soundtrack is wonderful. So when we were leaving, being seniors, we're actually first generation Barbie. I got for my 6th birthday in 1960, I got a Barbie from my mom. So I'm
wow.
first generation. Yeah, I'm first generation Barbie. And then these young girls, these young teenagers came in dressed in pink, and they have a different view of Barbie, because now you can get Barbie the astronaut, Barbie the doctor, Barbie the dentist, and everything like that. In fact, last year, this is really fun because people don't even know this. There's all sorts of Barbie series, and I don't know how we started it, but my sisters and I, for each birthday last year, we gave each other Barbies. And my sister that works for the U.S. Tennis Association, we gave her Billie Jean King, and we gave my sister, who's a big Lucille Ball fan, that Barbie, and then they gave me Maya Angelou Barbie, and it's part of the Inspiring Women series. And so we have 3 very different Barbies in our possession as women of a certain age. So it's just, I just can't say enough good things about it. Now, my only criticism of Barbie is I don't think they know how to end it, and it kind of loses some gas, but it's just so inventive and fun and innovative, and I think the audience has a great time at it. Now, Oppenheimer, I don't know, are you a Christopher Nolan fan?
Oh, love him.
Yeah, well, to me, The Dark Knight's in my top 5 of the past 25 years, and it's genius. I wasn't a big fan of Tenet, so I don't totally go fangirl on him, but this is exhilarating to watch a movie that is this smart and this well done and this well acted, and I'm shocked for them to get. Let's see, what's their total now? So Barbie has generated $351 million in North America. It's yeah. And then globally, it has grossed more than $750 million, and it's the 3rd largest film of the year. And I think what is really weird is Super Mario Brothers is one of those that's a big deal. Now, what's cool about Barbie is Greta Gerwig directed it, so it is she has made history as the woman director with the biggest film. And that is very cool. Wow. And then she has also, it was like the biggest weekend of the year. So she's got those records going for her. And then Nolan has got, like, for an R-rated movie that's 3 hours long, if it wasn't 3 hours long, I think they'd probably be up there with the numbers. But the fact that they only just dropped like 40% from their debut, and they don't show any signs of slowing down.
Well, and does that surprise you? Because to me, with when I was seeing, some of the previews for Oppenheimer, I'm going, this is fantastic. But I was worried personally because of just my attention span that I wouldn't be able to, I would get a little disconnected with it because of how long it is. But do you think with the numbers, it's showing that, this is a movie that we can all, enjoy?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I know the reviews are mixed, and I've heard from people who don't, but I was fascinated for 3 hours. I didn't find it long, and normally I'm a big critic of these movies. Yep. Like Mission Impossible is 2 hours and 43 minutes.
Can I ask a question? Is it a lot of the same Mission Impossible stuff that we've come to love over the years too, that we're just kind of seeing repurposed?
Yeah, and it's Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise, yeah. And granted, he, take him or leave him, what's your opinion of him as a person, but he does make very entertaining movies.
Yep.
And the whole franchise, I've seen them all. I think this is middle of the pack. The stunts are incredible. I think that is the big piece. It's just incredible. Stunts committed to screen, but it's the same old Mission Impossible of the the secret organization. And I asked somebody, do you ever remember the villain in the Mission Impossible movies? You don't really, do
No,
you?
no.
No. And so I was just like, and I don't want to ever see him again. I want to see Barbie again because there's so much in it to unpack. And then I'm pretty sure I'll see Oppenheimer again one of these days, just because there's a lot to unpack in that. It is 3 hours of the guy's life. Now, I know there's been criticism about, well, it doesn't go far enough about Nagasaki and Hiroshima and the damage that was done. But this is from Oppenheimer's perspective. It's not from a government perspective. And he did turn into quite a dove in terms of his view on the bomb. What was one of the most chilling scenes for me was when, after they had the test and they're taking the bomb for war purposes, to end World War II, he thinks he's going to have some say in all of this. And they go, and the government's like, no, we'll take it from here. And he just realizes that, what have I done? It's now in the government hands, and they're going to be able to use it any which way they want. So wow. That's interesting. And but I think the fact that Nolan got all those great people to be in it is a testament of what people think of his movies.
I completely agree, because I'm right there with you, Lynn. I think The Dark Knight is one of the best movies in the last 20 years, like you said. I love the movie. I just think it's fantastic. And the fact that, just going on what you said earlier, because so many times, and I don't know if I've had this conversation with you before, it just seemed like, every summer we were getting a lot of the same, with these movies. And they weren't bad. It was just a lot of the same story, a lot of sequels, a lot of remakes. But, for this, does this kind of change the way that you, or maybe in your opinion, do you think this could help change the way that maybe the Hollywood, elite producers and the Hollywood, movie makers are really going to, shift their focus going forward?
I think so. I also think that I have superhero fatigue, really.
Me too.
And I've seen them all. I'm tired of the same old, like you were talking about. And I think people want different and people want fresh. And Barbie is one of those that has immediate name recognition. And I know people before they saw it, they would say to me, oh, it looks stupid. Oh, I can't understand Ryan Gosling as Ken. And then I tell them, no, this is the way it is, because what's genius about how Greta Gerwig interpreted this, sure, it's a brand name. It's Mattel. It's what's so funny is they mock Mattel. I can't believe
Mattel let them do it.
No, me too. It's so funny. And Will Ferrell plays the head of Mattel, and America Ferrara is the only woman that works there, and she gives this monologue, this speech about how it is in the world for women today, and people applaud. People break out in applause. But I think the fact that Barbie lives in a Barbie world where the women do everything. Issa Rae is president of the United States. All the Supreme Court justices are female. It's a female world, and Ken is just there living in Barbie's shadow. And first of all, Ryan Gosling, everybody knows him for brooding, but he is hilarious in every chance he gets to do comedy. Did you see Nice Guys?
Oh, I love it. I thought that was great.
Yeah. He's so funny. And then when he's hosted SNL twice, and I would love if this writer's strike gets done. I hope that he and Margot Robbie could maybe co-host, because she's like so perfect as Barbie. But everybody was like, I don't know about him as Ken, and he's hilarious as Ken. They're even talking about him as a nominee for Best Supporting Actor, because he just goes into it with his Ken energy. He calls it Ken enough, and he just goes with it, and it's hilarious. But if you haven't seen his skits on SNL, the alien abduction with Kate McKinnon, it's called Close Encounters. Go to YouTube. It's so funny. And then he does this really obscure one about the font papyrus.
Oh, yeah, that is great. Well, and Lynn, you made a great point there I wanted to highlight, because Margot Robbie, I think, is at a time, a couple of years ago, I went, she is so underrated. She was great in Wolf of Wall Street. Everything she does, she seems to be able to be versatile in how she performs. And I think that's why she matched so well with Ryan Gosling on this, is because, he goes from a very serious Notebook character to, being able to, explore, his comedic side. And I think it's a huge success.
Oh yeah. She's quite good. She's one of the producers on it. So she and Greta Gerwig, they powwowed about who should do what and what they wanted to do, and the soundtrack. I mean, first of all, it starts with Helen Mirren being the narrator, which is terrific, and then they have Lizzo singing this Pink theme song, Lizzo, which is wonderful. And so all of a sudden, everything's turned on its head. It's not what you think. And this Barbie world, the production design, the costume design, everything is peak. And then there's one clip on YouTube that's going pretty viral. It's Ryan Gosling in the hospital scene. He gets hit by a fake. He gets injured on their fake ocean and with the fake waves, and he talks about how basically his job is beach. His job is beach, not lifeguard. Not lifeguard. And you're just like, oh. So the whole premise of this movie is, okay, it's a Barbie world and women are doing great, and then something happens. There's this little glitch, and Kate McKinnon plays Outcast Barbie, Weird Barbie, and she's the outcast. She's the doll that every brother messed with in the collection. She's the one with the chopped hair and the magic marker on the face. It's hilarious. And a fun fact, Kate McKinnon and Greta Gerwig went to college together.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So how about that? And so she lives in this weird looking Barbie dream house. It's not a dream house for her. And she tells Kate McKinnon, you have to, it's like the Matrix, blue pill, red pill. She has a stiletto or a Birkenstock sandal. And she goes, you have to go to the real world. Pick one. And she and Ken go to the real world, and men run everything in the real world. And Barbie has a rude awakening that men run everything. And then Ryan Gosling as Ken can't believe men are in charge, and he loves it. And he becomes this like craven bro, and he wants everything to be this Kendom. And it's hilarious. So it's the battle between the girl Barbies and the guy Kens for the soul of the universe, I suppose. In metaphysical. And so that's the whole plot. How would this Barbie find her way back to a happy place? And she has a run-in with Mattel, and she actually, there's a very sweet scene. Rhea Perlman plays the creator of the Barbie doll, Ruth Handler, whose husband was an exec. She and her husband ran Mattel. So she was ahead of her time too. And it talks about that. So it's more than what people think. And I think that's what's so surprising for people is, sure, it's a bunch of fluff, but it's really entertaining. And it has some very cool, interesting messages. And I think it's one for all ages. And I don't think it's for little kids though.
Yeah.
I think moms were thinking they're going to bring their, like daughters under 10. No, they're going to be asking too many questions because there's too many double entendres. Yeah. There's too many things that adults are having a good time with, but it's going to go right over kids' heads. And I got to point this out. Michael Cera steals the show as Alan, the best friend, Ken's best friend doll. I forgot about this doll.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What can you fill us in on?
Well, the casting is it's very unique in terms of you're just like Oppenheimer, the casting, and I think that's a key thing too.
Yeah.
Get the right people, and do that. But I think Noah Baumbach, who's known as a serious filmmaker, he's Greta's partner, and they came up with all this stuff that's just so funny. And Greta and Margot Robbie, they picked all these different things from the whole Barbie universe. Like there's the pregnant midge. I forgot about this doll. They just continued it. and they have all the little dolls that from the whole Barbie universe of all time. And then they also have they have a dog. I forgot Barbie had a dog named Tanner. Who knew? And I guess every generation has their different things. But then also Greta Gerwig took things from, I don't know about you, but I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And it has that kind of spirit to it. And so there's a Reddit, or it's on YouTube, of all her movie influences here. And for instance, Barbie passes a movie theater and it's showing The Wizard of Oz. So there's all these like teeny touches that are just brilliant.
Well, without a doubt. And Lynn, before I let you go, I have a couple more things I wanted to ask you. This one just briefly. Were you kind of surprised? Because to me, I am, just with how different the two movies are, that they could really just together turn the movie world on its axis this summer. Were you kind of surprised by that, to have two different genres both competing for, really just the movie of the summer?
I am. I'm so shocked because let's face it, Oppenheimer, 3 hours, and like you said, attention spans, let alone if you go see both of them, you're making a 5-hour commitment.
Yeah.
And plus previews and snacks. And that's what just shocks me, is that people are actually going to both and they're making them an event. I think it's fun that we're having event movies, because when has that happened? I don't think we've seen anything like this for a very long time. I know people like Star Wars. Before Star Wars comes out, people dress up and they go to great lengths and it's a whole bunch of Star Wars fanatics. But you recalled? I can't recall.
No. I haven't, in my generation, Lynn, I don't think, besides Star Wars, like you said, that was kind of, maybe Minions. That was probably the only other one that I saw people dressing up for, but it was a millennial TikTok trend. It wasn't really because of the movie, it was because of a platform.
And this one, and it just thrills me to no end that people are actually liking a prestige serious movie. And the acting, Cillian Murphy, he's not a household name, but he's got to be in the conversation for best actor, because it's just a tour de force performance, because he is on screen nearly the whole time, and it's just fascinating. And he's been in 6 Nolan movies. And most people know him from the Netflix series Peaky Blinders, where he is the head of an Irish gang. He's an Irish actor, and he's been pretty under the radar for people who aren't familiar. My first Cillian Murphy movie was the chilling 28 Days Later.
Oh, yeah.
Where he is in, this is one of the big great virus movies, because it's not a zombie movie, it's the big virus movie. He comes out of the hospital and London is totally a ghost town. Yeah. And so that was 2002, 2003. That's my first time remembering him. But he's been in 6 of Nolan's movies, including in Dunkirk. His title was Shivering Soldier.
I love it.
Yeah, so he's gone, because that's how much people love working with Nolan. But this is so dense of a cast. Robert Downey Jr. I think is going to get nominated too for supporting actor. He does his best dramatic works, and he was nominated for Chaplin, and then he also was hilarious in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, that's my favorite movie. My favorite Robert Downey Jr. movie is Tropic Thunder. I think that is such an underrated comedy film. I just love it. Well, Lynn, before I let you go, can I ask you about the SAG-AFTRA strike, or do we have any updates on this?
I don't think they're getting anywhere anytime soon. Now my website, poplifestl.com, what we're doing on every movie review we are putting the tagline about the strike, that this movie was made before the strike, and this would not be a movie without these actors and actresses. Basically, we're standing in solidarity with the unions, and we want people to know that. And so you've seen this before. It's not new. We didn't invent this. Other sites are using this for their movie reviews, but I'm very sad because streaming is a huge moneymaker, and this AI scares me as a writer. Totally scares me, and they've got to come up with something. And everybody thinks of, the movie stars that make 20 million, Brad Pitt and George Clooney. That's like 1% of actors. Well, there a lot of actors that are just barely making it in life.
And that's what I was going to ask you, Lynn. People talk about that. I always look at and try to, put it in perspective. I mean, the George Clooney and Brad Pitts and, the A-listers of the world, that's like playing for the Yankees. There's very few that have that luxury or have that opportunity or got there. So, when you see, I've been looking at these videos of, actors that were just, getting, showing us their checks each month from, the spot being played on TV. And when you're making $30 a month off of, some of your old projects and maybe, at most 30 or 40,000 a year, when everyone else is making tens of millions of dollars, I could see the issue, That's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, and definitely. And it's just, I hope they come to an agreement, because it's just sad. And what scares me is I think this year, some of the big Christmas movies, the festival season's really going to be different because the actors can't promote their movies at all. And but 2024 is going to be hard. And we just came out of the pandemic where people weren't in theaters for a year and a half. So what's this going to do to theaters? I worry about that. What's this going to do to the local people, because it's all going to be this domino effect.
You're absolutely right, Lynn. And I really appreciate your time on this. I always tell you, 15 minutes and then we talk for 30, and I love it every time. You are just so fun to talk to. Are you? Sorry. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, are you a Turtles fan? Are you a teenager?
I am.
Well, you're going to love this movie because I just saw it Saturday and it comes out this Friday. And again, I was thinking it was throwaway August, well, this movie is not going to be much. It's very clever and very funny. And I am so surprised. My boys were big. They were, I guess, first generation fans back in the day. We had the Halloween costumes. We had the toys. We had, the action figures. We had birthday parties themed for the Turtles. And this is, I haven't liked any of the live action movies at all. But this is an animated film, and it's written by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, his best buddy.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and it's hilarious. And they make the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles teenagers. And it's a whole plot line, and they have so many pop culture references, and it's so fun. And then parents were there with their kids. I guess the current crop of fans are third generation, maybe, all these young kids. And they were engaged. They were very engaged in this. And as they're leaving during the credits, they had one of those scenes during the end credits.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, and so everybody stopped. All these little kids stopped, and there's a character from the original Turtles that comes back because it's not in this movie. I don't want to spoil it. It's not in this one, and all the little boys were like, "Oh, oh!" They were all excited to see this character, and so I am as shocked as anyone. And so I don't think this is a coincidence that we have Super Mario Brothers as a big movie this year, that we have Barbie, and now we're having the Turtles.
I'm telling you, you're right on with it, Lynn. I completely agree with you. It ain't no coincidence at all. And like I said, just every time I talk to you, you put a smile on my face, and I know our audience loved it. You should see our text line just their stories with going to the movie and watching it, and just so many great things. And Lynn, with Pop Life STL, is there anything coming down the pipeline that we should be aware of?
Not right now. We just done. Speaking of very fun and inventive and creative people, I was part of the jury for the St. Louis Filmmakers Showcase. We gave the awards out last night. Some of them will go on to the St. Louis Film Festival, which is November 3rd through 13th. So you'll have a chance to see some local filmmakers, and 3 Illinois filmmakers scored big last night. First of all, we had more awards given to female filmmakers and Black filmmakers than ever in the St. Louis Filmmakers Showcase. And one of the documentaries is called Bring Dat Mono Back. And remember the nightclub in East St. Louis called The Monastery?
I don't, but I've heard stories.
Yeah, you can see the old building if you are on Route 15. There was this original dance started there called the Mono, and this guy wanted to refresh people's memory about this club and the dance, and that won huge as a documentary last night. There's also in 2001 there was a UFO sighting in Highland, Illinois. And the Highland Incident is a documentary that Zia Nizami made, and he is a former Belleville News Democrat photographer, and he now makes films, and he made this about the UFO incident in Highland, Illinois. So that's really fun. Wow. And then for narrative, Dan Stedman's Circa 87, they're a group out of Belleville. They use local actors. They have a Delissa Richardson. She co-directed this film, and it's about a slave who worked for the richest family in St. Louis, the Campbells, Eliza, and it was about her gaining her freedom. And so that won last night as well for Best Actress for Kezia Steele. So there are all sorts of things going on locally with local filmmakers, and I encourage everybody to check them out, because that's great. If you are a local filmmaker and you think, where can I see these? But I think it's wonderful that people want to go to the big screen, don't you?
Oh, I love it, Lynn. And I mean, that's what I'm just so excited for. I'm hoping, I thought during COVID it was cool that the streaming services like HBO gave you a brand new movie, and premiered it there. Or how, any other venture or avenue they tried. But to be back there and experience it and have that, movie theater feel again, I mean, I love every bit of it.
Right. And the big fall movie is going to be the Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese movie based on the book Killers of the Flower Moon. It's got an all-star cast. It's going to be huge. And then I know you're going to love this. Adam Driver in a Michael Mann movie called Ferrari.
Ooh, that'll be great.
Yeah, so we can talk fall movies. Hopefully they'll get the strike settled and we can go back to how it used to be.
Well, let's hope so, Lynn. Thank you so much for calling in today, and have a great rest of your week and a great rest of your last day of July.
Okay, thank you. You too. And let's bring on August now. Because it's too hot. We got to go to the air conditioning movies.
Yeah, without a doubt. I just saw something the other day, Lynn, that we're at the part of the year where it's called Hell's Front Porch in St. Louis.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, just in as example, my youngest son lives in Brooklyn, and last Sunday he and his wife tried to go see Barbie, and the 5 theaters near them, from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., every showing was sold out.
Wow.
Yes, and he thought that was because of the heat.
Oh, well, that could be too. That's actually a great point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it's fun. So you got to go see him. I really don't think it's necessary to see him back to back unless you just want to be part of this, massive phenomenon, pop culture phenomenon.
well, that's really what it is, Lynn. And I cannot wait to talk with you about the upcoming fall movies. And like you said, hopefully the strike's over and done with by then, and we can get back to normal.
Right. And I wish you the best of luck. And I'm anxious to hear other people what they think. And I think Barbie surprises, but I also think Oppenheimer surprises because people think it's going to be like a science class.
Right. Well, and I'm interested to see how that goes too. We're put out a poll on RiverBender.com, and so many we went down a list of movies, and Barbie and Oppenheimer were the top 2, of course, in our poll, and so many contributing. So if you're contributing to that poll, thank you, and I think it's still online. Lynn Venhaus, PopLifeSTL.com, and just want to thank you again for your time. It's always appreciated on this show.
Well, always a pleasure to talk to you, CJ, and good luck with everything. And I know you got a lot of changes going on, so good luck with all of that.
Oh, thank you. And I really appreciate that.
Don't you have a new dog?
I do. Nico's doing good. He's starting to learn crate training. He's not a fan. He probably hates me today, but that's okay. It's all out of love. We'll talk. We'll talk again in the fall, Lynn. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, and have a great week.
You too. It's 9:58. We'll take a quick break. Top of the hour news rolls around the corner next on this 31st day of July.